All right. Welcome back to the Hypervision podcast, episode 42. Um, we have actual announcements regarding the website, the
Wow!
store, the shop, the merch, the clothing. Done. It is done. I finished it. I said it was supposed to be done by December 31st, 2022. It is now, as of today, August 21st, 2023. And about a week ago, I finished it.
Hey,
8 months late.
that is fine. I knew this was one of your bigger passions to do, and I knew it was gonna get done, and it is done, and it is awesome. So,
Exhibit A.
ooh,
Basketball jerseys, Hypervision. On the back, it says Visionary. The mic's kind of in the way, but it's there. Yeah, you got the side by sides of it. I got a burp. Hang on. There's a second jersey. Looks just as cool. Tons of other stuff. I have a reel that I sent Noah today that's going to show off some of the things that I'm guessing will sell more. So I'm just going to market them better. So yeah, we're going to start marketing the store soon. By the time you even hear this podcast, I will probably already have posted these things. And this just now means, as of today, I am one piece away from finishing the website, which is getting something on the blog page. That's it. The contact, the about us, the shop, the podcast tab, done. The homepage, pretty much done, besides the fact that I need the blog page to go somewhere. And then that's it. I just need things on the blog page, and I can officially say out loud, the website is ready from top to bottom.
wow! That's exciting. That is exciting, dude. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. And with that, we're gonna just keep on bringing you some fire content.
User.
That's what we're gonna be doing.
Which I guess eventually means I might actually add, if I can, a Hypervision Plus page, because we have the one thing of Michael's uncensored rant on there, which is the 4-minute thing. But it's only one thing on there. So if you have bought it, which I know nobody has, you knew what you were getting into. I don't know. You can see there's only one thing on there, so that's up to you. Anyway, the blogs. That does also mean, I will probably write some sort of amount of things on there, whether I have posts on there or not. But as I've said many times before, what Hypervision is it's not just me. It's not just Noah. The reason we have so many guests all the time and stuff like that is because this is kind of a brand or idea, however you want to see it. It doesn't matter. But just for a lot of people, I'm not, obviously I've said before, managing, owning, and running a brand has been something I've always wanted to do. I'm doing that already. I've done everything I needed to technically at this point. So my other part of it is that I love the show community, and also just the fact of community in general. Just as a lifestyle and the way you treat people and the way you interact with people. So I have no issue with that being other people putting blog posts on there or writing something that they want to write down, and I can throw it up there for them. It could sound like I'm mooching, but that's not what it is. I am letting you use the platform I have, whatever you want to call it, and I can put it on there. If you don't want to do anything with it, if you just have things sitting around you want to put out there, boom, throw it on the blog, put it out there. I will post things about it. I'll show things about it. I'll post little snippets, whatever you want. You guys got stuff? I got it. I've thrown it out to a couple of Tyler's friends because one of them's talking about wanting to write a book, which is, I don't know where that came from, but that's a tall tale, literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, long story short, if you want to, you can put something on the blog.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. So, Yeah, Drew's been kicking ass, and I've been doing nothing. So, um,
I
I'm
mean,
just, I'm just kind of here. He kind of takes care of all that. Um, I'm just here to model. I don't even do it.
that's another thing.
I don't even do that.
We got these merch drops. If you buy merch, I am happy to take pictures of you. I will not like that. Um, if you buy the merch, I am happy to because this is not like this isn't me saying this originally. This is all of Tyler's friends saying this. They saw the website, they went nuts. I thought I was about to make like $1 million. No one's bought anything yet, but
I will. I
um,
promise. I'm going to.
it's fine. I understand it. Uh, they all looked at it and they said, like, if I buy this stuff, like, can we model it? And I'm like, I genuinely don't care. Like, I will do that. I will drive up to Columbus. I'll drive to Akron. I'll drive to Amish Town. I'll take the first ever picture in Amish Town. Um,
First ever picture. That's good. That's good. I like it.
uh, if you want to, at least, like,
Well,
if that's what you want to do, like, if you want to take the picture or if you want to buy the merch and then have it to where, you can be in it on the website or in marketing things that I post, that's an option. Another thing where, you help me, I help you, which
we'll,
also helps me in return
we'll
more.
have a
But
no electronic night.
yeah,
It'll be
no.
great.
Keep your electronics on. Buy my stuff.
That's true. Yeah, we couldn't do that. No, yeah,
Don't buy the socks though.
yeah. Side
Um,
note. Yeah.
no, the socks are cool though. They're like my favorite pair of socks right now, and that's not even me. Like, I genuinely, if I can, I wear them. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Most of my hypervision clothes, if I can, I wear them. They're good quality. I'm proud of what I did.
Yeah, as you should be. As you should be. So, yeah. Yeah, it's awesome, man. Happy to hear that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy some stuff off the website. I can't wait. And also Cornhole Legacy Cornhole still kicking. Still
Them,
a still a sponsor in air quotes. Um
they're still a sponsor. Yes, there
they
always
are.
will be.
They always will be.
First ever.
Um yeah. That's about it. Yeah, that's all we got for the
And
we
Trinket Golf. Use the code
Answering Golf.
Hypervision at checkout.
Yes, yes, we do have a code. We have a
Um,
code. We have a
we also
code.
have some golf things too. Hats and polos mostly. That's it. But if you want anything outside of hats and polos or cooler polos, because they have more than we do, um, go look at them. But they don't have a reversible bucket hat. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm,
Um, we do. We
that's
got
all.
that.
All you need to know, really.
That's all you need is a reversible bucket hat.
So
I
that's
can
awesome.
stop burping. Ah,
It's from your meal.
my meal.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a good one. Um, okay. I think that is all of my logistics covered. Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah. I have no idea. Okay. So today we are going to talk about stocks.
Socks?
Stocks
The one you
with a
should buy from
T.
our website?
Yeah,
All right.
those. No, that's not what we're not talking about at all. I just wanted to see if you would react to me saying anything about finance,
Stocks?
because we all know that I am probably the worst person you've met with money.
Nah, man, it's fine. I just I think it's funny you mentioned that because I was actually thinking about this the other night. I was like super hungry one night, and I just remember in college, if it was like past, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock, and I would just see Drew like if I'm sitting here playing games and my door was behind me at the time, I would just like happen to be playing, and I see Drew just kind of like stand there at my doorway, and I'd be like, oh, okay, and then I would just know, yep, I know what we're doing.
It's time.
It's time. Adam would never
Get
go,
some get some tacos, baby.
and Tyler would be like, Tyler would just scream randomly, and yep, we would just go. So yeah, but no, yeah, those are the days.
uh,
Those are the days. I
yeah.
was like
Before I
trying.
get into my other thing, the thing Adam, or was that Tyler that brought it up today, of like missing college because you just have the cafeteria there?
Yes, yes.
I think that just brings up like one of our very first episodes of just how strong nostalgia is. Because
Oh
if
yeah.
you think about it, the top sucked.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
That thing sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
That fish you're thinking of, no,
Dude, well,
that fish was nasty. Think about it.
dude, you got some fish and mac and cheese on a Friday. You were eating good,
Ugh.
dude.
That mac and cheese was like worse than like the worst cookout mac and cheese you've ever had.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. Oh
But it was a
God.
buffet, and it was free for the
It
first
was.
ish year. Kind of free, but not also free. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
it's the cost of going to school, but you get it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be cheap in overall stance, but from a day to day stance, it's free.
Yeah.
Plus, actually, COVID was nice in that sense of the like they let you do to go food more often. Like we could go in, eat like a full meal or two, and then just take one to go
Mm-hmm.
because they had all the to go stuff ready for that. So I mean, we got like 3 meals for one meal out of every time we went.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was a time. It's kind of crazy how when we were in COVID during college, kind of a I wouldn't say, well, it kind of was not I wouldn't say opportune, but it was like it wasn't a bad scenario. Like
There are things that came out of COVID that you wonder why they weren't ever there in the first place.
it's true. Yeah.
Like I was just at Jungle Gyms. It's like this giant grocery store. It's got like all these different things in it, but it's huge. It's got like different countries of things in it. But there's a section of like olives. I was with my brother, and he loves olives for some reason. I don't know why, but he said the last time he was here, it was just like a salad bar, practically, just like a buffet, and you just pick out whatever olives you want. But when I was there today, or the yesterday, whatever day it was, I was looking at it. It was just like all of these neatly individual packaged box of olives, and that's just the moment COVID came in. They didn't do the just open bar thing of just you can grab whatever olives you want and put them in a thing, and then you're good to go. It was just here's your olives, pick them up and leave. And it was like why not just have that in the first place?
Yeah.
Other than people for 10 hours a day going through a grocery store that's completely packed full of people just rummaging through there.
Yeah. No, I agree. It was crazy, crazy, but
Yeah.
yeah, what a time to be
But then
alive.
also Zoom calls and classes came in. Probably the worst thing to come out of COVID.
Yeah, those were tough, dude. Those were tough. For like the first one, you're like, especially with like the morning ones,
Oh, like
that
breakout rooms.
sucks.
Oh my gosh, those are the
Oh
worst.
yeah. Oh man.
Requiring your camera to be on for an 8 a.m. class that you don't need to graduate, really.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Hmm.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, if that's the worst it gets, then like technically that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
All I had to do was turn on a camera for a class I would have also been seen in person for.
Hmm.
um, yeah, I don't know. That's just that was a little quick thing I just thought of that on the spot. Nostalgia really hit strong, I think, for Tyler today.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I bet that's interesting. He's I'm actually staring at this right now. He's gonna be doing doing the thing here soon. Yeah.
Getting hitched.
So that's gonna be
Oh,
wait
we're
for
getting
a
close.
wait for a live podcast from the wedding. Just kidding.
Live streaming Tyler's wedding.
That
I
one
think we
not.
can live stream on here.
Well,
We could do it.
we might share some clips, but it depends. I plan on getting absolutely zapped, so I'm just gonna be totally honest here with everyone.
Do I rep Hypervision merch the whole weekend
I think you have to, yeah,
during the wedding? Just flash something with it.
yeah,
Stand because I'll be standing up front, I guess, but like just
yeah.
show the Hypervision.
Yes.
They've all thought about buying a jersey. So I mean, if we could get all of them to do it at the same time, just it's my day, you know. It's not Tyler's or Natalie's. It's my day.
Well, what's the shipping on that? Would I get it before the ninth or or I guess well, it'll probably be earlier than that because I plan on leaving earlier. But like that week, say that'd be what like the fifth, sixth. I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas right now.
I can tell you right now, I have the shop pulled up because it's ready and available on hypervision.com.
Damn right.
All right, which one do you want?
Why not both?
Okay, check out. We have it in the cart currently, number 34, I assume. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will just put in my address, but I assume it's the same really all around. I also definitely just put my address where I should put my name.
This is a live action. This is live action, folks.
See if it says before the order goes through. Just says standard shipping. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna guess 2 to 3 weeks for the jersey from what it took for mine.
Yeah.
So we've got what, just under 3 weeks till Tyler's wedding.
Yeah.
It'd be tight.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. We'll see.
That's the only thing that the store doesn't have in other stores. Other than that, we're better than every other store in general. But
What? Express shipping?
just shipping. I'm not gonna pay for that right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
You get what you get, man. It's not even that bad. It's just standard shipping
Yeah.
for custom made things.
Couple bucks.
So that's always gonna take a little bit. Yeah, I think it's 3.
That's fair. Whatever.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? So
What are you gonna do?
yeah.
I kept prices very low for everything.
Except for the socks.
I still kept that low. For
I
what
know.
it costs to make to sell, I kept everything very minimal. I'm not trying to scam anybody. I have warned everyone I can about the socks. The price is high because the cost is high.
Yep.
I think I think the socks I have the lowest profit margin on out of everything. Which is fine.
Yeah, whatever. What are you gonna do? So
Cry.
no, it's fine. No, I know that you've you've put a lot into it, and I know it's something that you're very passionate about, and I want people to see the fruits of your labor. So
Yeah. I
just
like
like
the way you word that.
just like you showed me your quick skills of picture stuff.
Yeah, I'm good at making photos.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. So the actual podcast topic, I don't have a full idea for it. It's just a thing that like it's been in my head for like a week. I don't really have much for it. It's also probably mostly you. That will have to do the talking because I don't. It's about me. So I don't. I don't understand. Like there was a thought I had last week, and I was like, huh. Yeah, I don't know. And it's not like I don't know. Like the wording is whatever I can make it. We'll see what I get here. Give me a second to recharge.
Okay.
So I'm like halfway through that Ego is the Enemy book.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to sit here and say it has changed my life and I no longer have an ego. Listen to the first 20 minutes of this podcast. Obviously, it's there.
I don't think that's the
Um,
intention, right? But I mean,
yeah,
let me ask you this: do you like it so far?
yes,
Like, would you recommend the book? I guess you'd say.
yeah. I
Okay.
think it has an interesting perspective. I'll say on ego. Like it really seems like the guy is pushing like never think about yourself for a
Mm,
bit. Like the whole start of the book, I'm just like, okay. I mean, I get what you're saying, but like, it almost seems like he's going extreme at times. But then he does talk, like he gives out like tons of different examples of like all these different people throughout time and everything, of like good examples, bad examples. So I like that he shows both sides of it, of like people that had egos that did good things, or people that had egos that completely screwed everything they ever had in their life. Um, because there are outliers, which is what he shows the good ones for. But from how it sounds, or maybe that's how he's painting it, I don't know. The bad really outweighs the good in terms of people with monstrous egos.
Hmm.
That's not technically where I'm heading with this, though.
Sure.
It makes you do, like, it does make you think about yourself a bit, and I don't even know if this is because of the book or if this is just um like just a thought I had, but like it makes you just think about like how you come off to people is the thing. Like I never, like, you never really know how people see you. And it's not like a thing of like I can say on this podcast like, yeah, I don't really care what people think of me. I probably said it before, but like at the end of the day I probably do. Um because there's a certain image in your mind that you probably want to uphold for yourself of how people see you. And I don't know if that is like an ego thing or if that's just like um this, you see yourself in a certain way, and if you like that, then why wouldn't you want people to see that? I guess is maybe how I see that. uh I don't, I so this is the there's thoughts forming in my head of
Yeah.
like I don't understand where I'm trying to go with it, but I think if I had written this down right away last week, I could have been better with this, of
Mm.
like questions I wanted to ask you. But I think because like I it's maybe I don't think about what I do sometimes, I just kind of do it. Like the like all, like we give you crap a lot, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know how often I actually sit there and think, like, what does this actually do? Like, not for me. I know what it does for me. I laugh a lot. um but that's not what matters, right? And I guess maybe this does come back to the book of like, why does it matter how it makes me feel? I should focus on like helping out other people and doing things for them. I know what I like I do joke a lot with you. You joke with me. Tyler jokes with us. It happens. Things get heated when you blast a ball out of bounds in FIFA 4 times in a row. Like it just happens.
Yes. Yes.
um, I don't know. I guess it's just. I think that's just the example I thought of like I don't really know. I guess how it's perceived of how I come off or what I do or how it affects people. Um, I don't even know if I'm technically asking you to answer that question, but
I I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about it too. I think I liked where you pointed out like you don't know how you uh, like I forget what you said, but I liked it. It was like you don't know how you people like interpret you, I guess.
mm,
And that's interesting because like like you know yourself, right? But like it's whenever you're talking to new people or something like that, it's interesting because you don't know how people like perceive you, and that's can always be interesting. Um, as far as the banter, let's call it back and forth. Um, it is what it is. Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna like stop doing it? I wouldn't. For me personally, like, I wouldn't want you guys to stop doing it. Like it's how we. It's just like it's just guys being
so,
dudes, I guess,
but
right? But I don't know.
you were about to say I feel like that's just the way it's always been, yeah.
I mean, I guess to a point, yeah.
I think sometimes I like to yell at that idea. Why? Like why? Why does it always, like, if it's that, why does it have to be that way?
It
Oh, it's
it,
always
it
been. I don't
shouldn't.
care.
It shouldn't. It like I mean, I think you could do
But I
it.
guess like it doesn't, like there are things that like it doesn't apply to, maybe, and I can't speak for you on that matter whether that applies to it or not, because it's not how I feel about the way I speak to you. It's how you feel about the way you are spoken to.
Yeah.
Um because I guess one, you're the easier example to use because one, you're here. I talk to you, I think, genuinely the most out of anyone else that I talk to. Um, and I will say, there's like when it's you and me speaking, it's clearly different. Uh, as to when it's a group setting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
And I don't know if that's just the way our friend group is in general, or if that's just how I am. But I don't know. It makes like I guess I try to look back. I'm trying to, at least. I said I'm not. I can't say I have actively been trying to. Um, I guess wanting to be more like aware of what I say or do to people.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree. I
and I'm
agree
not
with
gonna
that.
say this is like a retirement from comedy or giving people shit. Um, we have a full year of FIFA coming up. Obviously, I can't retire from that because some people need to be put in their place. It just happens. Uh,
No, I get it. I understand. But no, it's like yeah, it makes sense. Just being more aware. That's being more aware. Goes back to the aware pod. No, the unaware podcast.
kind of the opposite.
That is that is. But no, in this
Uh,
sense, yeah, just being more aware of like. But like I said, I don't care. Sometimes, like yes, it does upset me. Like we were playing. I guess it was just a game, but like we were playing Ulo and
right.
and and then Tyler hops in the party and he goes and you guys just say it, say it, say it. I'm not gonna go into what that
I
means.
wasn't in on that one. I was with you
I
then.
understand, but like just like sometimes it just like it sometimes it's
Yeah.
just worse than others and
Yeah.
but I understand like it's not it's whatever. I know it's gonna happen. Just I'll be okay. Like it's not gonna be that bad. Um
No.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
There's
interesting.
also like this thing I've seen before where it's like this giant circle and it's like someone's life, and then there's a very little tiny circle and it says what you know about it.
I haven't seen that.
So, like I've seen it a lot. Anyway, but like it's a thing to put in like perspective for like you know this part about their life, but actually there's a billion times more to what they are as a human being and what they've done and what they've gone through and how they feel,
Yeah,
kind of things.
yeah, exactly.
So in our childish scenario of where you and me are playing Wo Long at 1 in the morning on a Saturday night, and Tyler and his friends have been watching UFC for the last 4 hours and
Probably
getting
probably
super
zapped.
belligerently annoying, is how I will word it. Joining the party to just yell because their guy won and they won money. Um, that was two scenarios of large circles, only little things, and then just coming in and bashing before knowing what's actually going on.
Yeah,
Because we were focused, we were locked in, and it had been a long night,
it was.
but they were super happy and they were energetic, but we were on different pages then.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Or the night where Tyler and Justin were playing pro clubs, and I just texted you, "Don't join."
That's funny. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. But like, how it's tough. It's tough because like
Yeah, honestly, like
it.
thinking about the way people, I just want to finish this thought before I get
That's
totally
fine.
ahead.
All good.
Thinking about the way someone might see you is a really weird thing to think about. Like, because you can think, like, I don't know, like maybe someone had, like, you have people in your life where, like, you feel a certain way about them and you know that for sure. And you talk to them sometimes and you realize, like, yeah, they think that I think of them in a completely different way. Like, they
Mm,
think that, let's use the name of Jedediah. Um, Jedediah thinks that I think he's so much cooler than he actually is. When in reality, I think he's kind of weird. I don't like the guy that much. Um, Stuff like that. But if that's the scenario you have, maybe I don't know if it's or that person thinks that you don't like them, but you actually think they're cool. Miscommunications happen. But like it's just weird to think like you might think someone you work with, someone you see all the time, someone you talk to fairly frequently Like you're like, oh yeah, I'm cool with him or whatever. But like that person couldn't care about you less probably. Not probably. Like there's like what if that's the scenario? Like it's just weird to think like you don't know how other people think. You don't know how other people see things. Like I talked about last week with Isaac of the like the when Tim had us do that thing of like different perspectives, like everyone's background is different. So when they are faced with something, they see it differently. Uh it's weird to like just imagine like you have this image of yourself in your head and you think everyone just sees that. And then all of a sudden, like, maybe if it comes up or you talk to people or people tell you what people think about you, or like you're told from other people what someone else said, it's like, oh, but that's not me. I don't say that or I don't do that or I don't act like that. Like where are they getting that from? And that's just how they saw it. Like it's a crazy thing to think.
Yeah. Hmm. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. I
Answer it.
what?
Nah, I don't, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I feel
Um,
like that kind of goes back to too. It's like how you're perceived, but I think like how you act too. Like are you your genuine self when you're around like someone like that too? Like I can tell you for a fact that like people say um well he's the same around everybody, or I forget what like the cliche saying is. Oh, I'm trying to think of it. Like I don't know. I had to think, but like yeah, he's the same whether you talk to this person or that person. It's like I can tell you with the fact it's like I'm probably not that.
yep,
I'll talk to people a certain way, like you and my friends, but it's like if it's someone else, I'll probably just talk, I guess you could say, like in a different manner, I guess you could say. I feel like that kind of goes along with that too, but yeah, it's interesting. Like I try and be like my genuine self, but it's like I'm not talking like how I am to you and Tyler to like my mother. You know what I mean? Like that's just not like it's not
yeah,
how.
and I mean, I guess I understand that, like, growing up, everyone's like, "Oh, are you the same around your parents as you are around your friends?" Like all that kind of stuff. Or everyone, like your relationships are different all around the place.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it so great. Like of having that kind of like, if you have multiple friendships and relationships with people in your life, that like it's not that like you look at it as what you can get out of it really, but it's like you know with one friend or friend group, you might have certain conversations, like whether that's like sports, literature, whatever it can be, like things you gain from that like that fuels a part of your brain and like your psyche or whatever. Then you have different friend groups for other reasons and stuff like that. But like, so like you might act different around different groups, but I think there's also a part of people that like, you know, maybe this goes back to where like I talked about like with Ian of the boxing, like your personality, like not being shoved into one box or like being one type of person because you act one way at something, so that's how you have to be, kind of thing.
Hmm.
I think people have lots of different things that can make them who they are, so like that are like just fundamentally different about people though. Like if you're super into sports but you're also super into reading, realistically if everyone looks at it and thinks about it, you're going to imagine someone that's really into sports and then a separate person that's really into reading. You're going to imagine fully different human beings.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, you know, if you act different ways around different groups, I honestly I don't see an issue with that
I would
because
say
it's different.
yeah, it's acting different, but like I'm not saying I'm like a different person. Like it's just kind of like the way I speak, but I would still like to say like I'm a genuine, like I'm being genuine. I'm not trying to be somebody that I'm not, that sort of thing. But
Yeah,
but but I think like that just goes hand in hand with like how people like perceive you and stuff like that. Because like I don't know, especially meeting somebody new too. That's another thing. And then you can even go into like relationships. It's like with other genders, stuff like that. It's like we can get that's a whole other topic. But yeah,
Whether you give off the ick.
don't get me started.
I'm not gonna. I know. I was about to
Don't get
cut
me
you off
started.
right as you opened your mouth.
Don't get me started.
We don't. I mean, we can.
Nope, not
We
now.
got Hypervision Plus for another rant. But
No,
is it bad if the only thing we rant that bad about is women?
Well, when there's no women here to defend themselves, probably.
Yeah. Women guest coming soon.
Yeah.
I've only ever had one reach out and say they wanted to be on the podcast. So I've had
Yeah.
lots of other people that aren't women say they want to be on the podcast. So I just,
Spe Speaking of women, total side note here. Um, there could be a potential Lippy Dunn sighting at Canal Park.
um, okay.
Yeah. Paul Skeens got called up to Double A, baby. And if you saw um, him in Single A, she was there. So
He threw 100.
you can only guess. I don't know.
Yeah. That would
That's kind of the actually like
that would
there's
be hell on earth for you. I hope you know that.
that'd be insane.
Did you see the videos of when was it the College World Series when she was there?
Yeah, that was just wild.
There were hordes,
Yeah,
groups of men and kids just standing outside of the section she was in. It was like terrifying. A
yeah,
lot of them were dads.
yeah.
It's weird.
So that
She's 20.
yeah. So that just happened today. They actually they play us like in a couple weeks. So
Mm.
if he's still there, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't see Livy Dunn stepping foot into Akron, Ohio. But hey, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But yeah, this is kind of like a fun thing we kind of talked about today. So
Yeah, you're gonna have to get security out the wazoo.
yeah, there's just no way. So yeah, total side note there about the women. But no, going back to, yeah, we have had one woman reach out, and don't know if we want to take her up on that offer, but it's
She's
always
traveling all the time. I can't help it.
there.
Yeah,
Maybe if she would buy some
one day.
merch.
She does read. We can get her on for a book podcast.
Yeah, yeah. I don't hate women, okay? I feel like that's kind of the
Michael does.
I feel like that's the speaking of like the perception that we kind of maybe throw out there just a little bit. No, it's not the case. Not the case at all. Mike might, but I don't think we don't. So,
You got a shovel with you right now?
huh?
You're just digging right now.
It's whatever, dude. Whatever. Mike knows I love him. Women, I'm done. Whatever. I'm done.
Looking like Stanley Yelnats over here, digging these holes.
Yeah. Let's keep on digging.
Anyway, back to relationship stuff. I agree that maybe not even relationships. I'm just like, if you're in me and Noah's shoes of single men, women, people out there, um, whether you're looking for someone or not, if you're single, just the idea of if you go out there, if you find someone, you talk to somebody, because I think that's probably when someone thinks about it the most is
Yes.
when they have to go on like a first date or something like that. Is like, oh, how are they going to see me? Am I going to come off like a
Yes.
douche? I
Exactly.
probably
Exactly.
will,
I totally
but
agree.
like I just know that, and that's part of me.
Because the problem is too is like I know like I worry about that, and then let's just say something happens, whatever, and then I get back to like, dude, that just wasn't me. You know what I mean? Like I know like personally that just wasn't me. You know what I mean? It's like, and it's like, well, I already screwed it up, I guess, or whatever. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean that probably is one of the scariest things
Oh
of
yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
going out to the dating world of like trying to find somebody. Uh, is like you got to put yourself out there, you know.
You
And
gotta you gotta
for
put
me,
yourself out there.
in the wise words of my former Battlefield 5 teammate, I'm not gonna put myself out there. Um,
Uh,
But it's a scary thing.
yeah, yeah,
Sitting behind your TV playing a video game at 10 p.m. You don't want to push a team of two. You might die in a video game and respawn. That's sidebar that only Tyler will understand there. Um, it's terrifying a little bit. Like
yeah.
you go out there and like you see all these like horror videos of like guys that like how guys came off in their first date and stuff like that, and it's just like dude was just nervous on a first date and that's really all it was. And now she's like, oh, he's the worst guy. And then she's like, oh, yeah, I guess I wasn't great, but like I didn't mean to do that.
Exactly.
And you know, maybe some of those are. There's a reason there are horror stories. They're true sometimes. Um, and I'm sure it's even like that for girls of how they'll come off, like whether or not the guy's gonna be like, I didn't like that, or like, yeah, she's really cool. Things like that. It's yeah, it's weird just to go out there and be like, this person knows nothing about me. Like, say you go on a date with someone you've known and been friends with for like 6 years. They know everything, not everything
Not
about you,
everything.
but
Yep.
like
Yep.
a good amount about you. That like
Yep.
they know who you are, they know your mannerisms, they know your jokes, your sarcasm about your sense of humor, your topics of interest. Like you get through all of those difficult parts right away before you've even done anything.
Yep. Yep.
Which there are perks to that, and there are cons to that, I guess.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, it's weird. Just like, yeah, this person doesn't know anything about me. I have to introduce myself. I've been alive for almost 25 years. I have to now pitch myself to somebody and be like, this is why I don't suck.
The saying goes. I mean, you can get the same thing about like job interviews too. Like you're doing no idea. You have no idea, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I mean, those might be even more terrifying sometimes
yeah, yeah, definitely.
because you
So
don't really get. Do you, I mean, you do get second chances, but like you got to do pretty good there sometimes
I would think it's
in an
it's
interview.
pretty much the same. Well, I would say it's pretty much, but it's has very similar
Is
qualities
it
to
harder
like.
to get a job or a girlfriend in this day and age?
Well, I was gonna say like just the process like they're very similar. Like you have no idea about the person, or you have a little bit like I guess with like a company or organization, you know a little bit. So you probably know a little bit about the company or the person, and
I guess
then
so. That also then, are you finding this person on a dating app, or are you just going out in the
yeah,
wild and
yeah, exactly.
trying something? Because then you have a little bit of information. You've probably talked to that person a few times before you meet them. But hypervision, side note, I'm gonna just assume Noah's on my side here. We don't recommend them. It's not for us. Maybe that's all it is.
Oh
I don't.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know how Noah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, that's my opinion on dating apps. All of those noises. If it works for you, cool. I would not personally recommend it
I
as
know
your main way of trying to find somebody.
I know I haven't tried, so I can't really say I resent them, but I just don't think it's for me. So,
Yeah,
and
I mean that's fair. If you know,
people
you know, right?
do it, and I just don't think that it's for me. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
So watch out for hypervision dating apps. Just kidding.
it's like the one area of media I just don't care about.
Yeah, I agree. That's fine.
Um, yeah, I guess that was that. I don't know if I could put it into words still of the the questions I had, but I guess I am within the last week. We'll see how long it lasts. You never know. Trying to at least think about how I come off to people. Um, but like the thing is when I do that, I don't want to be like hyper fixated, whatever it is, on how I am all the time. I don't want to have to act like that. I guess it's just I don't know. Maybe I want to be a better person is what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, maybe that's a question for me to figure out eventually. What that means of like finding maybe a balance, or just finding, where I'm okay with how I feel about people viewing me to how I'm acting and how I am monitoring what I do to other people. Just figuring out what all of that is mushed into one thing to where it's healthy for me
Hmm.
and healthy for other people around me.
Interesting. Yeah, that's
So I don't know if that means I need to be less of an ass, use less sarcasm, or I think a lot of what it might come down to is communicating a bit clearer, um, and more often and clearly, because I communicate to you quite a bit, and maybe making it more. I'll get the word here in a second. I guess meaningful is the word that I'm looking for, but I don't. I wanted to say punctual, but that's not the word. I guess meaningful. Um, because a lot of what I say to you means absolutely nothing. Um, except for those ones today earlier. Those mean a lot of things.
yes,
I won those rants. I
yes,
proved every hater wrong,
yep. As you do, as you do.
as I do. There it is.
Ego, baby, ego.
Yeah.
No, no,
Maybe
no.
taming that a bit.
No, I think it makes me want to read the book now a lot more. So I think
Yeah. I don't even know if this is all from the book. I think
yeah, well,
some of it is sparked.
I think mainly it's just I think it's doing what I want to do too. It's like it's just making you think. Maybe not on like ego, but just like
Right.
just in general, just life in general, how you act, how you go about life, stuff like that. I mean, that if it can make you do that, then 'cause I think you should. I think you should always be trying to do some self reflection. Um, I call it self scouting. Doing that,
Yeah.
sort of thing. But yeah, I think that's good. It's good. So, question yourself.
Yeah.
The problem becomes for me, I think, at that point is do I like sharing it here is great, but it's like no one else knows myself better than myself. So it's like I'm having to do that in like inner, I can't like it's kind of hard to explain that to people. If I want to like improve myself mentally, but I mean, it sometimes helps. I feel like we're doing it here. I think that's a big thing too. So it's good, man. Thinking about life.
Yeah.
Life's a beautiful. Life is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a crazy, like, I don't know if I'm going to get too deep for myself to
Crazy
where I have no
world.
thoughts again, but like, just sitting sometimes and if just thinking, why am I here? Like, what's my purpose of being on this earth? I don't know if I'm. I don't know. I could
That's a
probably stop this thought in the next 10 seconds, or I could. We got another hour, maybe.
that's a very
Um,
philosophical question.
it is. I know that, but like sometimes you just kind of like, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, can I actually just do whatever I want? Can I just keep working where I am for a little bit and try to grow this podcast into a brand and do other things with it? And like, is that what I'm supposed to do? Or am I supposed to go to something else? Am I supposed to help people somehow? Or am I supposed to focus on myself and do something completely different? Like,
Uh,
uh, it's a weird thought because, like, there's times where I don't know if everyone else has this, but like, I just kind of sit there and I go, what am I supposed to do with what I like my life? I'm 25 almost. I, you know, I could be doing completely different things with my life. I could have done so many different things by now if I had chose different paths. Um, yeah, I think I have now talked myself into the point where I have no thoughts. But yeah,
wow, it's pretty deep.
it's introspective. I know.
That's pretty deep. But I mean, I wouldn't be lying if I told you I didn't think about it either. I mean, you know, I think it's interesting. I ask myself all the time, like what am I doing? Like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? I don't know. Just kind of there was
Yeah.
there was a point in time where I was just cruising,
So yeah,
cruising.
I had that thought earlier of like when you were saying looking at yourself and like from the inner and stuff like that, taking time to focus on yourself and scout yourself kind of thing was like I think there's a large portion of my like adult life because from that point up of being like probably 16, 17, 18 up before then there's no I never probably cared about how I was as a human being really because you're 13 years old. Maybe I'm underplaying what you can do at that age as a human being. But, you know, realistically, once you hit your adult life is really once you start to like form your brain a bit, form who you are as a person and what you kind of want to go into for the rest of your life, which again, I think is weird that at such a young age, at 18, you're supposed to pick your major. How many people out there actually at 18 just kind of know what they want to do?
Yeah.
So many people you talk to these days, like even when they were younger, like it's just, you're like from a long time ago, like, did you really know what you want to do or did you just kind of pick because it was there? That's a whole different thought.
Yep.
I'm going to stop going down different
Yep.
paths for a second. Um, but yeah, like I think there was just years and years and years where I just, like you said, coasted on like, this is how I am. So I'm just going to kind of go do my things. I have my classes. I'm just going to go do them. I'm going to, I'm here for college. I'm just going to do college kind of thing. And I think honestly, I missed a lot of different stages for myself to grow personally for like personal growth and character growth of just like I don't just how often you take things for granted maybe of like the time you have at college, what you can do with it, the people you can meet and talk to and grow with and connect with. And when I think back on it, like I feel like not that I regret any of my decisions from or what I did or didn't do in those 4 years, but I feel like there was a lot more I could have done for myself personally, which, eventually, maybe if I think about it in the way that because I do enjoy being around people and helping people or just doing things with people that, like it doesn't matter. Like I could just happily enjoy someone's presence while being around them. I don't have to be doing the same thing as them. They don't have to be doing the same thing as me. I could care less really what's going on there. I just enjoy having those people's like the people that I care about in my life. Their presence is something I enjoy, which I think is a good thing, I guess, that I enjoy being around the people that I care about. Probably not bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but there it is. Uh, if I take those times to like, maybe work on myself or to do the things that like, can help me grow as a person and be better at what I want to do or how I feel about things, maybe that helps me communicate with people better in a different way and, maybe thought provoking ways for them or like, I know they can bounce things off me and I can help them out in return, stuff like that. And yeah, it's just, I think like I skipped that for years and years and years. And I had moments, in college where like I realized like, yeah, stuff's not going good right now. Like, and then I would say that like, hey, this isn't going well. Like, I think I posted one time about it, but like, I just say one thing about it, and like, realistically, that was all I did. There was just like one time I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break from social media. We're good, but not feeling the best, so we're gonna try to fix things. But the most I did was deleting social media, and that was it. There was no real self reflection or talking to people about it or like working through things or like, asking myself questions or asking other people questions about me or about how they do things or what they feel about things. Um, Probably really up until after I talked about the breakup on that podcast.
Yeah.
But I guess probably a little bit before that because that was when I was like starting to realize for myself, like, yeah, you could have done better about the way you acted and treated things.
Yes.
Not,
Yes.
yep.
Yes. I understand.
Um, Not that. Uh,
Yeah, I get it.
like just the way you communicate things, the way you talk with people, and the way they might perceive you, um, or uh, just everything from a top to bottom as a human being. Like, and it's not like it was an attack on my character of ending the relationship or anything. It didn't work, is what it comes down to, and that's what it is. Uh, but for better or for worse, a breakup will really make you look at yourself and go, well, what's wrong? And that's the I probably the bad way to look at it, of what's wrong with me, as opposed to maybe what's right with you, that you had someone that looked at you in a way that was like, yeah, I see something in this person that I want to be with. And maybe a way for me to look at it is like, look at those things that maybe I know that people do like about me, that they've told me that they actually enjoy, that I bring to the table for them in this friendship and relationship and all that kind of stuff. Why not, one, figure out what those are, see if there's ways I can talk to people about that, see why that's the case, or see why they feel that way, because some people might like things about me that other people don't. uh, and try to either grow those things or figure out what that base is, that core of what makes me likable to other people. If there's like common things that everyone has, like put those in like a little circle in a group, and then see if everything around there I can bring up to it, maybe. I'm currently thinking out loud as we're having this conversation slash I'm ranting. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's fairly, it's it's fairly recent that, like, I think that I've realized it's been years and years and years of neglecting how I have looked at myself, because I've spent so long focusing on other things of like, how like, you know what I want to do with my life, of what job I want, what things I want to build, what things I want to make, how I want to make this brand. Because I always say like, oh, I call this my baby, the hypervision as a thing. But and it's good because there are things that like you do that make you who you are. Like, there are athletes out there that, like, football is what they do. Like, football makes them like a large part of who they are, because it's brought them so many things in their life, whether that's just their stature and job and money, but also just like memories, happiness, and life lessons that you learn throughout things like that. But um like hypervision, making this, bringing people into it, talking to people about it, talking about the aspirations I have for it and everything, like that is a part of what makes me who I am, because those same ideals that come into hypervision also just are what I believe as a person, is that, like, you know, you can kind of achieve whatever you want if you put your mind to it, type deal. Um, like, you don't have to, just because someone told you, hey, this is what you do, this is what you're good at, you don't have to go do that. No one's ever told me I'm good at podcasts, that I'm good at managing a brand or anything like that, but I like it, and no one is going to stop me from pretty much trying to do that. Is what it comes down to, I think. Um, so yeah, I just lost my train of thought, but yeah,
All right. Well, you said I was gonna be the one talking, but here we are. And guess what? I
I don't know. It's tough.
couldn't be happier. No, yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's just sitting there listening.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think,
like. I don't. If I'm being honest about myself, I don't think I'm vulnerable enough. Vulnerable enough sometimes, or a lot of the time. Like, I'll open up a little bit, but not really about everything. Um, and I'll just kind of like, oh yeah, there's things that I say that I don't tell the full story of all the time, and not that I have to, I guess, but every single time it happens to where I have something that I then speak out loud and talk to people about, for me, I feel like it just always comes out better that way. If
yeah,
I finally talk out how I felt about things, or like what I kind of want to do, or do things like that.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't. I guess that's another thing I'm trying to work with, is like being able to actually speak how I feel.
I think I
So,
struggle with that too. I struggle with that too a lot, for sure. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that's the tough thing is I think it goes all the back to what we've been saying of like, if I say all these things, what are people going to think? Like, whether they're good things or bad things, it's just like putting all your thoughts out there is um, like, why would people like? There's cool, like I said it, but like it doesn't need a response really sometimes or anything like that. But like sometimes if I put thoughts out there, it's gonna be kind of a thought of like in my head of like, why would people care? Like why what do I like what does my life actually mean to that person to where me talking about all these things warrants them to actually go, oh yeah, actually, and then we talk about it. But like, and maybe that's me saying I don't know, but it's a to get your thoughts out there, like whether they're dark, sad, or happy or anything, is a terrifying thing.
Yeah,
It's
I agree. I agree. I mean, that's just the basis.
because
I agree.
yeah, I just mentioned it, so now I can't back down from saying something that I was wanting to talk about. But like it hit me on I think Saturday. I think that like at some point I should reach out to said ex relationshipy person, uh, just to speak to them, because they're still somewhat in my life as it like just where my like what my group is and how who I am around and everything. Like they still
Yep,
exist in my
yep,
life,
yep.
but I haven't seen them or talked to them at all. Um, just part of it is to keep space. Other part is I don't know what I would say because I thought like I was going to say today I would say something and just be like blah 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 blah. The blah 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 because I genuinely don't know what I would say. But stuff like just wanted to see how you're doing, check in, talk, meet somewhere maybe and talk at some point. Just I don't even know if it's like get closure or hash things out or anything because there's nothing to hash out, I guess. But
Yeah, no, I agree.
yeah,
I feel like
it was
connecting.
because then it came around today and I was just like, why though? Like, is it something I need to do? Like, if I look at it at the end of the day, technically isn't something I need to do, but also it kind of is because I feel like it's what I want to do. I think so. I should, but it's a scary thing because like, what if I go out there and then it's just like the energy that I'm giving off of just like you know whatever it is that I give off because I don't know what it is. I guess that's the whole point of this podcast. Um, isn't received, and it's just you put yourself out there and you get hit by a B-52 bomber.
Yeah. Um, if I'm just gonna say, like, if I was in your shoes, like, I would want to do it too, especially
Yeah,
knowing that this person is still like around, you know?
yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll leave it at that. But yes.
I mean, if whoever hears it knows, I just don't. It's not in my right taste to just drop names all the time. We're not,
Yeah, no,
the
I agree.
BFF podcast
I understand.
with Dave Portnoy. Uh,
Who just brought back Barstool, by the way, and was
he did.
absolutely going off. I don't know if you saw this. Absolutely
I
going
did.
off about
Everyone
this.
showing up late and everything.
No, well, I wasn't about that. I was thinking about he was going off about the Savannah Bananas.
Oh, I saw a tweet. He
Like
doesn't
he
like them,
was
I guess.
going off on
Yeah.
them. He
So he was just
does.
tired of them.
He does not like them. Just
I don't.
which is
Yeah.
funny.
Barstool as a company, I don't really care about. I think Dave Portnoy is funny,
Well, he
but
is Barstool now. He bought it back. He's back,
I know what I'm
baby.
saying. Like everyone else that what is Barstool on social media and everything, I don't care
Yeah,
for it. I guess
that's fair.
that's just my personal preference. Uh, yeah.
Buddy.
So there's Drew's personal dilemma that you are hearing about. Um,
We'll get to mine one day.
We
Maybe
can get
one
to
day
it
I'll.
now.
No, I'm good.
Why?
Nah, I have my own
I feel like I've
thoughts.
asked you though. Is it a thing of not wanting to talk about it on a podcast, or is it just a you're content with where your thoughts are on whatever situation it is?
Uh, I'm content right now, but I would love to talk about it in the future,
Okay.
and
Hey,
it
when
can
it's time, it is
and it
time.
and it can be on
Also,
here.
can I bring up another thing?
Sure.
I might put my foot in my mouth on this one and eventually come back to say I don't agree or I do agree with it. I'm going to be honest with you. I hate this saying, um, wrong time, right person. I think it's bullshit.
Right time, wrong person. Okay, okay, okay. I'm with you. There's like the
Wrong,
two.
no, wrong time, right person.
Wrong.
Like the timing's not right, but the person is. And that's supposed to be your person.
Oh, well, I mean, don't even get me started again, because then that'll open up a
I
can.
just,
But that's fine. Yeah.
I don't get it. If it is the right person, the time is. Oh, I almost dropped the F bomb. The time is right. How is the time not right? That is the person. If you know that's the person, why?
Yeah.
You need to grow. Cool. I'm not going to downplay the fact that you need to grow. Listen to the last hour of this podcast. I understand. I have a lot of growing to do as a person, but that doesn't mean that just because you have to grow, you can't be with the person you want to be with or anything like that, or you can't have the friendships you want to have. You can't pursue the things you want to pursue. Start it. Who says you can't just grow along that journey, along that path, whether it's with what you're pursuing, what friends you have, what journey you have, what relationship you have? I think it is bullshit.
It's fair. It's fair.
If it is the right thing, you will be able to do it at the same time as you are working on yourself. Now, that is not saying just because you're sticking with that mind or that thought of like, oh, I think this is the right person, but I don't know if I'm fully ready for all of that. I'll work on it on the way. But you don't actually give a shit. And you don't put in the work. You don't do what you're supposed to. You don't, pursue what you wanted to. You don't grow the way you wanted to. You don't reflect. You don't change. You don't grow. You don't do shit. Then yeah, that's where you have your other ones of like, oh, it was the right person, but I just, the times, no, the time was right. They weren't.
Yep.
If that's how it comes down. And but I get that. Like, am I putting down people that have broken up and gotten back together and gotten married and have happy lives? Was that right person, wrong time? Because then am I wrong at that point? Because that's I guess that does disprove that. But
I don't know.
I personally believe if it's the right person, you can grow at the same time through these things. Because every married couple is perfect. Yeah, obviously. No married couple's ever had an issue. No happily married couples ever had an yeah. That's come on. Like it is possible for that to happen. It's possible for you to think, oh, right person, right time, but you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
It it's possible. I don't. I just that is my maybe a hot take of the year. I think right person, wrong time is horse crap, horse manure.
Bringing it full circle back to the
I think if you
Amish.
want to make it work, you'll make it work. If they want to, they would.
If they wanted to, they would. Hmm.
And I think that's okay. I think that's something I need to tell myself also. I need to be with someone that wants to be with me.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, absolutely. That's yeah. Yes,
Because I'm also like,
I
I'm
agree.
talking about all this self retrospection and changing your life, all these kinds of things, and being a better person. And it might come off that I'm just saying that to like, I need to change so someone can like me for who they want me to be. It's not that. I'm still going to try to be who I am. I just want to be more conscious, and I guess cautious works there of what I do to other people because who I am as a human being, I care about what people think. I care about the way people's brains work. That's how it goes. Um, so there's going to be times where maybe I push it too far of trying to push my boundaries with somebody of like what I say to them or how I act around them. There's maybe in a little bit in my head of like I'm trying to figure out what makes them tick a little bit, where it's my farthest I can go. Because also I like to cause a little bit of havoc and stuff. So obviously I want to know how far I can push it to the line to where I can still not be considered an ass. But um, that's probably on a list of things that I should tone down. Um, from experience of hearing that before. But uh, yeah, I feel like you, everyone deserves to be who they are in a relationship, and for that person to accept that they are that person, that's how they act, and that's how they are. And if that is something that they also want and are okay with and live with and could live with, and like that's something they're looking for, that is what you go for. I don't want like not the settling thing of like well, let's try it kind of thing. Um, yeah, I just I want people to be able to not accept, just like get what you deserve, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like I want people to get what they deserve. Is really all it is. And I guess if you find the right person, that is what it is. Like I don't you don't have to worry about any of what I'm saying. I just I think some people might, because I get caught up in this of the uh of like maybe trying to change who you are a little bit as a person, and not be not because of them but for them. Because like in a relationship, if you're with somebody that's changing your life and like a part of your life as you're growing and doing different things, there are definitely parts of that person's life that are going to rub off on you. You're going to be a bit more like them in some different ways, or mannerisms or stuff like that. It's just going to happen. You're going with that person, and that is completely fine. That's just something that happens as you grow together, because I feel like that's just how a relationship works. But there's the side of things where you're just you know changing who you are a bit because that person that you are like, that you like or you think you could be with, would like that more if you were like that. And if that's, I guess if that's truly what someone likes, that they just want to be with that person no matter what it is, I can't tell them that that's wrong. But to change who you are genetically as a person, humanly as a person, like what makes your brain what it is, what makes your heart what it is, just because Cindy Lou Who thinks that that's what she likes, I don't like that. I think I just don't like it. And I think I get caught up in that, and that's why I'm saying it is like the um I don't focus enough on how I actually am as a human being. I focus more on how I can be more catered towards other people and what they want from me.
Hmm. Interesting.
I get there eventually. Is all I'm saying. My thoughts
Interesting.
get there eventually.
Well, no, I'm just sitting here thinking about myself now, honestly.
Good. It worked for one person.
So,
Suck it, haters.
yeah, I'm just kind of thinking about myself now. But no, I think I agree. Like, I don't wish any ill intent on anybody. I think I like seeing other people happy. I think I want people to get what they deserve. Um, I agree with you in that aspect. It's uh, hmm, interesting. You've definitely left me with some questions, or I should say, some self-reflection about myself. So
It's a point for
interesting,
me.
interesting. Hmm.
Before I rant again, we should probably end it.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's all good. I'll leave everyone off with this. Is it day one or one day? Boom.
It's a good mindset. Is today day one, or is it? Oh yeah, one day. I like it. I almost did it again. I'm gonna stop myself. You got the closeout. I have said everything I need to.
Piece of chicken grease.
Peace.